I have never seen a Halo that looks so new, but so familiar at the same time. Even the main menu looks like it's 2007 and I could buy a house and McChickens were $1. But before we get into it, please enjoy the opening cutscene to Silent Cartographer captured on the Xbox Series X.
The Covenant believe that what they call the Silent Cartographer is somewhere under this island. The Cartographer is a map room that will lead us to Halo's control center.
I absolutely love that the Marines are getting thrown around and Chief is just aura farming the entire time. All right, so I'm going to give you everything you need to know real quick, and then we'll talk about how good the game looks later. So this is the brand new Halo game called Halo Campaign Evolved. Now, the most obvious question, when does it release? The answer we have right now is next year. In terms of the story, it will contain the original missions that CE did, as well as 3 extra missions focused on Chief and Johnson as sort of a prequel to the events of CE. They're expanding the weapon sandbox with 9 franchise favorites, so the original CE didn't have a lot of the guns we love today, so they're adding in things like the battle rifle and the energy sword to really bring the game up to our modern standard of sandbox. Now, for everyone who loves co-op, I have 2 awesome pieces of information. Online co-op is getting expanded. The original game only supported co-op of 2. The new CE remake will now support up to 4 players online. And for consoles, they are bringing back split screen. And for all my skull enthusiasts, Campaign Evolved will have the most amount of skulls in Halo history, including new skulls we've never seen before and returning favorites. Now, this next one is going to generate a little bit of heat, but Sprint is returning. There is a toggle if you would like to disable it and have that truly classic experience. And also, I wasn't able to slide or clamber, do any of the more advanced mobility in this game. So I assume they're not going overboard and they're just limiting it to basic movement. All right, let's get to the fun stuff. This is the best Halo has ever looked, and it's not even close. When you punch elites, 1,000 sparks come flying off of them. If you shoot plasma in dark hallways, it illuminates the entire room. It's literally the most mind-bendingly beautiful Halo I've ever seen. Now, daytime is equally as impressive. The way the ocean reflects the skybox, the way the hog kicks up dirt. One of the funniest things actually was I was doing donuts here on the beach, actually watching the tires deform the sand. Traditionally in Slip Space or any other Blam engine game, it would just print tire marks on the sand and it wouldn't actually deform it in real time to the way my tires are spinning. It was so cool. One of those like little things that really surprised me was something I never thought about. Normally when you walk around surfaces, you leave little Spartan footprints behind. They've put in this little mechanic where if you're on a soft surface like sand, you can drag your feet through it by moving slower. It was just one of those moments where I realized that they're not just trying to make the lighting better or the shadows better, they're actually across the board trying to increase the fidelity of what Halo is. When they came out last year and said Halo needs to become a staple of graphics again, everyone kind of memed on them and we're like, ah, great, we're doing this again. But they actually came out swinging with easily, again, the best looking thing I've ever seen. And honestly, it just makes me excited for the potential that we get a Halo 2 or a Halo 3 or an ODST. Even more of the beloved games back then that might be suffering a little bit due to age, but could obviously look incredible just like CE does now. Now, it's not without any faults. There's lots of moments where you can see some very obvious LOD pop in as the game's trying to load in all its high-res stuff. And it's very clearly, as they state at the bottom at all times, a work in progress. Optimizations are one of the last things you do, so you kind of got to forgive it a little bit here. I don't hold it too much and expect it to be nearly this prominent when it actually launches. But despite that, it still is, without a doubt, the most beautiful Halo I've ever seen. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'll try to answer everything I can. I will be at Halo WC by the time this video goes live, so I might not have time to get to it right away like I normally do, but I will get to eventually or probably on my flight back to Pennsylvania. I do have more Combat Evolved, or should I say Campaign Evolved content on the way, so feel free to sub if you would like that. I have done this outro 8 times now. I am a literal ball of excitement and energy for the future of Halo. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited.